It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago. And it's 7 p.m. in Philadelphia. Hello, everybody. I'm Mad Dog Scipio. This is America's Popcast. What's the buzz? We are broadcasting throughout the United States and around the world live. Picking up a new country, by the way. We are in Sri Lanka. I can't make this up. We are in Sri Lanka. You can't make this shit up. We have, this is our first show of the new year, and we've been on hiatus. It's a fancy way of saying we've been eating, we bust the gut. Anyway, in my house, anyway. How you guys doing? Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We have an amazing first show to start off 2026. Who better? I mean, come on, really. Who better than our favorite hot tamale train, Mary Murphy, is with us again.
Welcome back.
It's been a while. Let me tell everybody about Mary Murphy. Mary Murphy is a renowned American ballroom dance champion, choreographer, and television personality. She is best known for her long-standing role as the judge on the Fox reality competition series, So You Think You Can Dance. But her greatest credit, ladies and gentlemen, is she's a friend of Mad Dog. Hot damn. Every time Mary Murphy appears on this show, I just feel dirty and I want to take my clothes off.
You just feel like dancing, don't you?
I'm telling you, honey, let me tell you something. I am the best seat dancer in New Jersey. I got news for you.
Is that
I
right?
really am. I can do this shit all day.
And I have to get up.
We have to catch up with Mary. It's been a while. So, young lady, how the hell are you? And welcome back. I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know. Thank you so much. It's good to be back. I miss you guys.
I always like to catch up with you, Mary, because first of all, you genuinely make me laugh, and I do I bust your chops, but I do genuinely like you. Dare I say I love this woman? I do. I love Mary because she's a genuine, real human being. And if you don't believe that, just look at that Christmas tree that she decorated by herself, by God.
I might have a little bit of help, but I do most of the stuff by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now, you know what? Because first of all, it's a gorgeous tree, and I love that little foyer where it's at there. Beautiful.
Thank you. It's from Costco.
It looks like mine. Mine is called the Grand Duchess, and that looks just like my tree. We got you back here because we want to find out. Well, first of all, how the hell are you? What have you been up to? And it's been way too long since I've seen you. And I this show needed a good smile, and we needed a good smile.
Thank you.
So what have you been up to, young lady?
I've been very busy with the holiday season. I've started off going to the Blue Ridge Mountains. We have a house there up in the Laurel Springs, and we go buggy riding and doing all that kind of stuff. I'm more of a farmer type when I'm back there. And when I come back, I had the typical San Diego Christmas, hot tubs, palm trees, went to Rady Shell, listened to the festival of the most magnificent choir, I tell you, and symphony.
It's hard for me to imagine anything farm about you. Anything farm. I can imagine you, Amelia.
You guys knew I grew up in a really small town.
In the interest of full disclosure, Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman, does know Mary through the family relations. And that's how the hell you think we got her on the show? She wasn't coming on just for the Mad Dog. Anyway. But it's hard for me to imagine you as something quite serious. It's hard for me to imagine you as an outdoorsy type. You're like, you got to be like diamonds and pearls and city and, fancy studs and all that kind of stuff. But let's talk to me about this other Mary Murphy that I just introduced the world to.
I grew up in a Mary town called Canal Fulton. So all my friends basically had horses. Now this farm it's not an animal farm. So don't get it twisted. This is a Christmas tree farm. And so my boyfriend loves
that
planting.
makes it better.
But I have worked on a farm growing up for a full summer, and that was all about cleaning the horse poop out of the stalls. And the best thing about it is like taking a baby calf and feeding it with a baby bottle, baling hay where it's everywhere. But the best thing about that I remember is that, it was just so, this isn't even going to describe it, like wholesome. There was this massive breakfast. You get up at 5 a.m., you come back in from doing all the chores, and on this table, this woman would have like every kind of breakfast item you can possibly imagine. It'd be this massive breakfast, and out we go, and everybody would come back, and we'd sing songs on the porch. It was a very simple life, and I loved it. I loved it.
Mary, is there like this spiritual connection that you get with the outdoors? Some people have, I know some people that are just, they live and die by the city, but when they get into nature, it becomes like almost like a religious experience, like, because they don't see trees and plants and stuff like that.
Well, that is for sure out here in LA and New York and all the big cities. I highly recommend people just going out and just, taking a walk in the woods someplace, and they call it grounding, getting in your bare feet and then feeling the actual earth, because there's so many of us that for a lot of years when I was busy with So You Think You Can Dance, I really didn't have too much time off because I was doing other series in other countries as well. And so you go by a year and you're thinking to yourself, what did I just do there? Well, I didn't even take any vacations. I'm getting ready to take a real vacation from my dance studio and from everything. I'm thinking of going to Switzerland and over in Austria and places like that.
Nice.
Mary, I want to introduce you to the newest member of this dysfunctional family. This is Cal Yater. Callum Yater. We call him Big Cal here. He is actually, I'm proud to say, he is a working actor. He can be seen opposite John Goodman in The Righteous Gemstones, and opposite Danny McBride in Vice Principals. So, Cal, I am going to give you the first question of the night to Mary. Have at it, young man.
Well, how are you this evening? How was your New Year's?
Well, New Year's was really quiet. Like I said, I did a lot of different things around the town, like festivals of Christmas and things like that in San Diego. Went sailing. That was kind of fun on San Diego Bay. We've been having a lot of rain here in California, so it's kind of like we have a good day, then 2 bad days, a good day. But we always know that there's a great day just around the corner when you live in San Diego. It's mostly 72 and sunny all year. I hate to tell you, but that's why we fight to stay here and live here and no humidity.
I was in Fresno. I was in Fresno a few months back. I love the weather out there. Like the humidity here is terrible. But
tell everybody where you're at. You're saying the humidity.
Yeah, where are you located?
I am located in South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll forgive you.
Well, do you have?
We all say a prayer.
Do you have any favorite guests that have been on So You Think You Can Dance?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Yeah, there were so many great guests. I think when Debbie Reynolds walked out, I mean, that was super special. There was been so many great directors and actresses and actors, and most of them were really great. I'm not going to say who was really but there was a couple that, not really that easy to get. I thought when Lady Gaga came out, I thought I was just going to roll over and die at that point. She was carried in, and she had like about, I don't know, maybe 20-inch shoes. Wow. And some big, enormous guy carried her in on his shoulder like she should be. You know what I'm saying?
20-inch heels.
I didn't get to sit right next to her because she was kept right to Nigel's right side.
Wow. Mary, I'm going to follow up. I'm going to piggyback off of Cal for just a second, and I'll turn it over to Amelia. Have you ever, in a different way of asking that question, have you ever been truly surprised by anybody that's come out that like you had no heads up on?
Oh no, they always give us a heads up. No, we've never been like shell shocked about who was going to be on the show or who was going to be performing. We always knew, and then of course the excitement built on the set and with the dancers too when they found out somebody super famous was going to be coming out.
Then I asked because I've been doing radio and television for a very long time, and once in a while, particularly on radio, it happens a lot on radio. And there's nothing that you can do about it. You can't go back and do another take. You are live for everybody. And every now and then you'll get a guest come in that your program director didn't tell you about, or the music director didn't tell you about, and they'll just say 11 o'clock. Special guest. Okay, special guest. Okay, so that's
was that at 10:45?
Yeah, exactly. Usually, the 10:45 is a little too much of a heads up. It's usually 5 of 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 10:55, 10:56, and you're like, okay, here we are. And once in a while, you're really surprised, and very often you just want to get the hell. It's you go into cringe mode. Have you ever gone into cringe mode?
Well, I've definitely been I should say, cringe mode when I went to be on Rachel Ray. And of course, I think she does more than one show a day. Mm-hmm. And so I know I had my team is in the room watching on a screen so they can see as I walked out, and they sat me down next to her, and her back was turned towards me, which was fine. She was talking to somebody. And then when she wasn't, it was still turned towards me. And it was like, I would say a good 5 to 7 minutes that she didn't turn or say hello or anything to me. And I was so uncomfortable. And I was like, oh my God, I'm on this show. This woman can't stand me. And so she's just going to go through with it. And all this stuff starts going through your head. And my team also said they were completely uncomfortable. And all of a sudden, the lights, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lights come on. She turns to me, hi, Mary, how you doing? It's so good to see you. And
oh, wow.
And it took me off guard because I had all this other stuff going in my head. And then she poured it on. And I was shell shocked. I was like, yeah, good to see you.
Wow.
I was just like, but for those moments, that cringe, that feeling that I had, that the vibe I was getting. And she was probably just concentrating on what all the stuff they throw at her. I don't know.
That's crazy. I can actually relate to that. I can so relate to that story. I really, really can. Amelia.
Yes. You
are up to bat, kid.
And you know how you said that you have special guests coming on. Have you ever had one that you knew were going to come on, but then all of a sudden you had to replace that special guest with somebody really quickly?
I don't know that they've ever had that before. No, I don't think so. The whole time on So You Think You Can Dance, everybody kind of was there on time. Well, I don't know if it was probably took a lot to get Snoop Dogg out of his dressing room to come on in.
Oh my God. Snoop. That's funny.
Excuse me.
No.
I've had that super bug for God only knows how long.
Oh my goodness, 2 months. That thing's going around. Yeah, because I know that every time that I've seen you, you're always a people person. Everybody comes out and says, "Where's Mary? Where's Mary?" I said, "She's making her little rounds. Hold on, she'll come to you." Because I remember seeing you here when you were here. They was like, "We want to take a picture with her." I said, "Hold on a minute, she'll be here. Just take your time."
Everyone in my house got that bug, and somehow I didn't get sick.
Oh.
There are people, particularly celebrities, who put on the public face and they have the private face. I have this funny feeling, and I'm not kissing up to anybody, and this is the truth. I have this funny feeling Mary Murphy's public face and private face are pretty well the same. It's very hard for me to see you as the nice Mary, you know what I'm saying? The unkind Mary Murphy. I don't think that person exists.
No.
So, and I think
No, she's a sweetheart all the time.
You're
I can tell you
known for your incredible talent. Your laugh, that fucking laugh is just infectious, and that incredible, beautiful smile. And it's
well, I don't know if the people, when I saw Anaconda the other night, appreciated me laughing so hard.
Wait, you went to go see the remake?
Man, I'm telling you, if something really makes me laugh, and I don't even know if you guys have ever heard me laugh really super hard, that I had to curtail myself to the point where I'm crying my eyes out, and I still couldn't. It was still seeping through, and I couldn't stop it. Oh, I just.
I think we have a show
because they're used to that, but other people in a movie theater maybe aren't. Like, I had to see something about Mary twice and Bridesmaids twice because I was laughing so hard in certain areas that I didn't hear what they were saying after the funny parts. You know what I mean? I just, it's not easy for me to keep it in.
Oh, I can imagine. I can well imagine. How do you handle it? No, because we have dealt with, and Amelia can tell you, there's no secret on this show. We have no qualms about telling you who we love and who eats shit around here. Okay, we can just tell you straight up.
Well, okay, I want to know who eats shit.
I have absolutely no qualms at all about telling anybody who wants to listen. Amelia, I'm not lying.
No, he's telling the truth. He'll tell you straight to your face, though, too.
We've had people here. They get on, they're just miserable, and as soon as I hit that live button, they're like, you know, are there people that you've dealt with, and I'm talking about fans now, that were just so obnoxious that you had to get like a little righteous with them? These are the kind of things that like people don't think about.
Well, sure. I certainly had people that were, stalking me at certain years of the show. I had my first really weird experiences that I was in Hawaii walking on the beach, and a woman recognized me, and she came over and with her two hands grabbed my arm, and it was like she lost her mind. She was dragging me to her friends. And I kept telling her, I said, it's okay. I'll say hi to your friends. You can let go of me. And she couldn't even
comprehend.
I mean, it was as if she caught a fish. That's what I felt like. I felt like it was just the weirdest experience for me because I've never really had anybody do that or get that way. And that was early on. And I was just like, oh my God, this person. And I said hello. I took pictures with all of them, and I did, I left everything okay. But that really scared me. And I've been in situations in different countries too, where the crowd is pushing up against you. And I didn't have a bodyguard until later. They saw that I was backed up against the wall with about several hundred people like coming and pushing on you, and you start to feel like you can't breathe at that time.
I don't know where that would be even acceptable. Who does that?
Well, people that just either, I don't know, they
I'll tell you why I asked the question, because it actually happened to someone I saw recently. You don't know who Susie Quattro is, right? She played the Pinky Tuscadero, Leather Tuscadero on Happy Days many years ago. Well, she's 76 years old and she's still performing. A woman reached up to her, and you can see it. It's on YouTube. A woman reached up to shake her hand and ended up taking both of her arms and pulling her into the audience from the stage.
Wow.
And that's why I asked that. It's interesting you say that the woman, grabbed you with both of her hands and pulled you, because that's what happened to Leather Tuscadero, Susie Quattro. She got pulled into the audience from the stage. Damn near almost killed the woman because everybody's got to jump, like piling on in a mosh pit,
Yeah.
The question of celebrity safety is a paramount one these days, because a lot of people are, I don't know what it is. I don't know if AI is contributing to this, but it seems
I think it is. I think it does. I mean, it wasn't on the early part of the shows. and I got a letter from somebody that was, and it was like written really teeny, and it went this way and then that way and this way for like 2 or 3 pages, and all the letters were together, so we had to use with my security read with a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
What he was saying, and eventually it sounded like okay at first, I love you, baby, and all this other kind of stuff, and then it got like really weird about, it's okay if you want to gain weight, eat brownies, and then there would be a brownie recipe, and then it went into he was abducted by aliens, and they took him, and he could describe in great detail everything about the spaceship and what they did to him. And I'm like, oh my God. I said, when is he was in prison. I said, when is he getting out of prison? And he told me too, that when he does get out of prison, that he is going to come get me, and we're going to live in a teepee in Montana. And I was like,
oh my goodness.
And so then the show checked, and then they said he was never going to be getting out of prison. And I said, well, what if he escapes, like when the show's over and everything? So I tell, as a joke, but actually kind of honestly, I tell my friends, if I ever turn up missing, and I'm telling all of you now,
yeah, absolutely,
I'm going to be in a teepee in Montana.
Look for all the teepees in Montana.
Gee, of all the places to put up a teepee, fucking Montana, Jesus. Yeah. Someplace nice, warm, where teepee is like Arizona, maybe. Montana. Who the hell lives in Montana?
Do teepees get warm?
Nobody lives in Montana. Fucking dirt. The dirt population is rampant in Montana. Go ahead there, Cal. Go ahead, brother.
I mean, I've never been in a teepee, but are they warm?
They are warm. I've been in one.
I've never been in one before, and I hope I'm not going to be in one.
My daughter's neighbor across the street has one, and they've been pretty warm. But I wanted to tell you real quick that Jeff, you were one of his favorite pictures that he took with you.
What's that? Was that to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
My husband Jeff.
Oh,
that
Jeff,
was one of the favorite pictures that he took was with you when we first met you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mary, you know that Jeff passed away? Did you know?
My husband passed away in March of last year. He'll be a year in this March.
We lost Jeff around the end of March, I believe.
I'm
25.
sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah, he was a great guy. Great guy. Now his brother
Michael
was your partner for a while.
Yes, I call him my other husband.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
One of the things
he's my business husband. We're two partners in crime.
To catch up on is what you're doing now. We talk about, you can always talk about, so you think you can dance for so long. You got to talk about other stuff. All right, so let's get down to business here. Let me have some fun. What are you doing now? What can we promote for you? What can we tell everybody you're involved in? I want to see you somewhere doing something.
Thank you. Well, I'm still trying to pitch a show, and those of you out there that pitch shows, at least I can get into a room and pitch, but it still takes, it's like 1,000,000 to 1. And then once something happens, it goes really fast. But I've created a show called Off Balance, and it's really loosely based off of characters.
Is it based on my life, man?
It's based on your life, yes. Characters over all the years of owning a dance studio. And it's called Off Balance because this part is not true. It will be that her sister, which I don't have a sister, lost her life and left her 4 kids to me. And they were all adopted children. And it was about a woman who was on a dance show, and then it was over. And then she has her sister passing and 4 kids to take care of and deal with the dance studio and her new life.
That's awesome.
So I'm pitching it. It's a comedy. And I had a lot of funny characters over the years in my dance studio.
I'm sure you have.
Genuine characters, you just I feel like I don't run into that as much in life, anymore. Yeah. But some of the people along my way were just like, wow, you're so cool because you don't go, you walk a different path completely to anybody else out there, and you can give a rat's ass,
That's the best way to live life.
I know.
People, interesting characters come in and out of our lives all the time. Who was the one person, maybe the one or two people that have come into your life that you thought should have been a star, should have been somebody that ended up doing nothing?
Oh, without a doubt. My receptionist, his name was, I named him Billy Bling. And he just came in perfectly groomed. He's very handsome. He looks like a movie star, in really good shape, always perfectly tanned, rhinestones, bow tie, rhinestone tennis shoes. There's rhinestones on him someplace every day. His entire car, the grill is rhinestone, the club inside the car, the back and the wheels of the car are all, and he rhinestoned them all himself. I still have a rhinestone piece that I took from my old studio. I cut it off the wall where he put Champion Ballroom Academy in rhinestones. And I took that wallpaper and I made a frame and I took it to my new studio. And he still comes in and teaches. I got him into teaching core rhythms, dance exercise. So I still see him once a week. But he was also the best damn receptionist. And he just, somebody out there, in that show, it's just, he's such a character. And he was so, it's not fake. He's so genuinely friendly that the second somebody walks in the door, he would say, well, hi, Amelia, how you doing? Oh my God, it's so good to see you today.
Yeah.
That red shirt you have on right now, that's your color. You look amazing in that. Oh, he for a lesson? Oh, yeah, he's here. He'll be right up to talk to you in a second. I've never had anybody in the history of my business be like that genuinely, so excited. And then when he teaches the dance exercise, he does it so full out every second. He's amazing. Let's
talk about that Champion Ballroom Academy. Let's talk about that. If you guys are interested, let me give you some information. You can reach Mary Murphy at 4255 Ruffin Road, Suite 200, San Diego, California. And her phone number at the Champion Ballroom Academy is 858-737-9088. And that's championballroom.com. Real simple, championballroom.com. Everything you need to know about Mary Murphy's Champion Ballroom Academy. What do you think? Not too bad?
I think you did a great job.
All right, so let me ask you, what would Billy Bling think about this character here?
Oh, dear.
Say, what is it you want to know?
Well, if we can get past the laughter first.
No, you look great. You do.
Mary, you told me everything I need. Silence was golden, baby.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Cal, questions for Mary.
Are there, well, he's already asked you what other projects.
Forget about what I asked. Ask her something original, you shithead.
Yeah, welcome to their show.
All right. Did you have anybody, you don't have to give any names, that you just did not like?
Oh, good question. Now we're getting into the dirt.
Uh-oh.
I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
Over the years, there were, a couple of guest judges. I'm not going to say their names, but it wasn't easy. It just really wasn't easy. They didn't know anything about any of the dancers and said that they're, of course, they probably told their agents they're fans of the show and they didn't know anything about what was going on. When everybody there was absolutely so invested into these dancers and their life, and they are all past dancers. So when you get sometimes a celebrity that's coming on that really maybe has never danced, and the criticism that they're giving or having to tiptoe around somebody else's and not really just slam them, but you have You have to be real, and you have to let the dancer know, well, no, I don't agree with anything she said. And yeah, you did this and this and this right, Evan. You could get better with this and this, but
Yeah.
I don't know
Mary,
what they
when
saw.
you're doing an episodic series like So You Think You Can Dance, and you're used to the same people week after week for an extended period of time, does having someone unfamiliar really throw a monkey wrench into things? And how quickly must they assimilate to catch up to where you guys are?
Yeah, that's a good point. It happens every once in a while, but most of the people were have directed dancers or choreographers, and most of them found it very easy. I think what's hard for most people is that they give you, and for myself too, you only get, if you're lucky, a minute, a minute and a half, and then sometimes. And I've been guilty of this, and so has Nigel, and all the regular judges probably have been guilty, is that you hear that little thing go off and your time's over, but I've still got a point to make, and so then the next person just can say, I thought you were great, commercial, they don't get to talk.
Well, that's a great segue. Is it difficult? Is it difficult to tell someone who has the passion, who has the desire, who all they think about is dance? Is it hard to tell them that they just don't have the talent?
I never say to somebody that they just don't have the talent. They might not have it on that day, but I have seen people in their history, and it's just like the movie Rudy. There's always people out there that, and early on, like some other judges would just hit them with the hammer. That's not my job to hit somebody with a hammer and say, you're awful, you're this, you're that, you're too heavy, you're too this, you're too that. That is not what I felt like was my job to do. My job was to give you constructive criticism and in a way, because when people are on national TV like that too, I realized early on it's monumental. It's on air. What you say to them, you should really care about, because you don't know what's going on in their life. You may have just ended somebody's life by saying that and being just darn right mean to somebody. That is not my responsibility. That is nobody's responsibility to do that to somebody. There's still a way of telling somebody that, you could be better. Come back again, like Twitch, for instance. He was told 3 times, come back. Not quite there yet. Work on this and this and this. And he did. And then he went all the way into the finale of season 4. So
the reason I'm asking that is there are people, and have been people, on dance, not only just dance programs, but singing, entertainment, competition series. One that comes to mind viscerally is when Piers Morgan was on America's Got Talent, when he was a judge on America's Got Talent. He's first of all, he's not a nice person, and I believe he's viscerally mean, because he can be. But to come out and say to somebody who's pouring their heart out in front of 1,500 or 2,000 strangers in Radio City or wherever they do auditions, that's a lot of people to be made a fool of in front of. And I wanted to know if there's a way to handle somebody like that. If some, you don't want to say, oh, you got no talent, which he's come, you could look at, he's come out and said to people, you just don't have the talent. Well, you just cut them at the kneecaps, okay, in front of 2,000 people and a national television audience as well.
Yeah, well, I think there's a little bit of a difference between singing and dancing. And yes, can a singer get better? There are so many people that have the God-given talent. A lot of the dancing has to be learned, but there's also savants out there that have never had a dance lesson before. And you go, you said what? You never had a dance lesson, and can pick up stuff so amazingly. There's definitely people in dance that if they work really, really hard and don't listen to anybody, and if it is their passion, there's still so many different kind of ways to perform out there across the country. Doesn't mean, will you ever be on Broadway? You might not be, but there's like plenty of like 4'8" dancers on Broadway. There's always these character dancers in so many different kinds of shows. Now, singing could be like, I could practice to the day I die, and it's horrible. I mean, it's just, I would have loved to have been a singer, dancer, and I can't sing. It's just, it would definitely make my own dogs howl if I tried to, and they have to listen to this stuff around my house,
Questions, Amelia?
What is the hardest dance that a dancer can learn, but then, of course, as soon as that spotlight hits them, they got it?
What's the hardest dance to learn? On our show and in the early years, and I felt like that was what made the early like 6-7 seasons so popular, is because there was this huge, they would get asked to do their own style, and then they'd be on top of the world. And then the next week they were asked to do the foxtrot. And the foxtrot is a slow, difficult dance to make look good, or a waltz. Or a tango, like even Blake McGrath, I can still remember him panicking, come to me behind the scenes. I can't do this. I don't know how to do the tango. I don't know how to do Argentine tango. It doesn't make any sense to me. And he was the most brilliant contemporary dancer, one of the most brilliant over all the seasons, actually. And he was in season 1. To see that absolute panic in him. But then, somebody would do the foxtrot and they're down here. The next week they get something that's like 50-50 maybe on what they do. And so then they'd be on top of the world. The fact that we had a major roller coaster, I don't know if you remember, but towards the last few years, there was no foxtrots, there was no waltz, there was nothing that made them look silly, which, when you see this little hip hop kid dancing with the spiked hairdo, and he's trying to do a foxtrot, and that just made people fall even more in love with him. He didn't look good at all doing it. And, but he didn't give up. No. He tried his best to do it. And the next week he gets to do a solo in his own style. And he's on top of the world. At the last few years of the show, it seemed like everybody was so good. And I remember one producer that ran up to us, me and Nigel, and said, "You guys are saying that this is great. This is amazing. This is that." I said, we both looked at him and said, because they are. Each number on this show today is amazing. What am I going to do? Lie? Am I going to say, well, let's see, you could have worked on that? No, they were all great by the end.
Well, then that begs the question, at what point do you say to that individual, try again next year?
Yeah, I think, we definitely get together and we have a discussion, and that is going to be with producers who are in a room. Kat also, gets to say, because she gets to know their personalities. You're still looking for people that can have it all, some type of character, some kind of personality, whether it's funny, introvert. We definitely had introverts that over the season, they were just like this, and then came out of their shell. And I can't think of his Keon. He was a brilliant ballet dancer, and his mother finally came from Switzerland to see him dance, and he just, from there on, then that guy broke loose. It's hard. It's kind of like that, and it's just hard to see if somebody doesn't break through. But to get back to your question, all the people were in a room. We have seen them through the Hollywood week every single day from morning till night. You see how fast somebody can pick up. So for the majority, we pick up people that are going to pick up material. Not everybody can do that. That takes a special talent in its own. If you are a jazz and ballet dancer, a lot of times they do new sequences every day. A ballroom dancer tries to work on a number and stay doing that. They could be doing the same, piece for like 5 years. So and hip hop dancers too, they get new choreography and they're shell shocked. Well, I can't put that together. We like to see the possibility. We take our chance on about maybe 3 or 4 people that we're betting Doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but we're kind of betting that if we give them the chance, because Hollywood Week, or, you know, when we were in Las Vegas, that's no time at all. But if we can see possibility, and then they got a good personality, they're brilliant. They still have to be brilliant at what they do in their style. Do we see them being able, if they had, because some of them never had the money or means to take any other style.
Yeah.
Of course, the wealthier kids are out. As soon as they think they're going to be on So You Think You Can Dance, they're taking all the dance lessons they ever want. Not everybody has that possibility. If
I'm reminded of a number of people having been I always considered myself a super fan of So You Think You Can Dance. And I'm reminded of a number of people who are already working in, you know, Broadway productions or off-Broadway productions, and they come onto the show looking for that extra push, the television push, to have somebody, you know, more eyeballs on them. Does it really benefit somebody that's already working to go on a program like So You Think You Can Dance, or they're working like Don't Rock the Boat, You Got a Job? I mean,
that's true.
Look at it.
Trust me. I mean, maybe not in season 1, but once after season 2, 3, 4, and then the show started to really gain in popularity, it means a great deal in a dancer's career to be able to make that top 20, then that top 10. And if anybody made the top 4, even though they were working, and some had to say, you know, hey, I'm a working dancer, I'm on this show. They had to get permission, or they had to leave the show or try to get out of their contract. I think Alex Wong too. There were several of them that had to get permission to leave their show and get out of their contract.
Yeah.
Like Eliana, she was a ballet dancer. And after the show, and after they went on tour around the country, about a year later, I was on the phone with her, and actually with another dancer, and they said, "You never believe Eliana's right here in this bar with me." I said, "Put her on the phone." And we started talking. She goes, "Mary, you'll never believe it. You know, here's these amazing ballet." She goes, "I'm dancing with Taylor Swift around the world. Can you believe it? Oh my God, it's a lifelong dream." You know, and I think I want to say his name. One of the other dancers, he was with Cher, and having the time of his life. And he was a brilliant contemporary dancer. It just opened up other doors and possibility for these dancers, and also to become a household name and be well. Now, if they walked in for an audition for a dancing role, people knew what you could do. They're either going to like you or say quickly, you know, you're not right for this job. It'll go much faster because most of the people in our industry too watch the show.
There was one guy, I thought he had a bit of an attitude, but I thought his attitude worked for him. He's a young Italian kid, and I wish I remembered his last name, but I think his name was Trey.
I can't remember anybody.
He wasn't real tall. He was a shorter kid. He's a shorter Italian kid, and he was doing chorus line. He was auditioning for chorus line, and he got the part. And I'm trying to remember what the hell his name was. God, he just had this he looked like an Italian street kid.
Gosh, I can't remember who that would be.
I'm trying to remember what the hell his name was, but for whatever reason, I wanted to say Trey, or part of his name.
So was he kind of cocky on the show?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes.
I think a certain amount of dancers have to have that to be able to do that, and especially they have to sell something that they've just barely learned. I would never be able to do what those dancers did on that show. And I know it was a lot of high stress on these kids, very high stress, and a lot of breakdowns behind the scenes in order to come out and be fearful of making themselves look bad.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you know, if you can't handle, you know, the stress, what do they say? You can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you can't handle the stress of the entertainment business, and let me tell you, folks, from experience, it's brutal. It is absolutely brutal. Everybody wants your number, and everybody's got your number. And Mary knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
But speaking of numbers, we got one number here, and it's our sponsor's number. And I got to do them right now, Mary, because I'm about 12 minutes. I'm about 12 minutes past the hard break. So here we go.
Do you have sweaty balls or volleyball netty balls? It's time to make them ready balls. The Manscaped.com Lawnmower 3.0 will do the job and clean your knob with its patented no-nick head, so your head will function as desired. Enter promo code Wrestling Future for a generous 20% discount. That's enter Wrestling Future for a 20% discount. Manscaped.com and Wrestling with the Future, going balls to the walls with Manscaped.com and the Lawnmower 3.0. Your balls will thank you, and so will we.
I am proud to say I wrote, produced, directed, and performed that commercial for our sponsor of 7 years now, Manscaped.com.
And do you use the product?
I actually had Amelia. Am I lying?
He said he uses the product, but you might want to ask his wife. I don't.
I had a guy on the show, Amelia. Remember? And Will Keck. Will Keck is a Hollywood gossip columnist who wrote a book called "When You Step Upon a Star," who demonstrated the Manscaped on the show. I almost had to black it out.
He went.
I'm not even kidding. And I love Manscaped.com. Now, questions. Are you going to have the last round of questions? Then we'll go to Amelia. Then I'll send Mary home with a smile on her face. I promise you. I do that to all the women.
So, okay, what was your drive to go in the direction that you did that eventually landed you where you are?
A 65 Camaro. No, I'm kidding.
How did you know? That's a good question. I think I never dreamed it. I never dreamed this life that I have, to be honest with you. And I do believe, I see people dream something and they can make it come true. Mm-hmm. They work hard enough. I just always had a great work ethic, for one thing. And things just fell into place. My first job in Hollywood, I was just beside myself, had been up there, to the U.S. Swing Championships 3 days in a row dancing, and then I get called back, and then I get called back. And I wasn't in the swing world. So I was dancing a jive, and that's kind of taboo there. And a woman put a piece of paper in my hands at the end of my dance. And I didn't even read it. I was waving myself down with it because I was so sweating hot. And later on, I opened it up, and she came up to me. She looked really wild. She had like a leopard hat on. Her face was white as could be. She had high heel boots. And I mean, it was just all kinds of different things going on in her outfit. And she said, I really would like you to try out for this movie. And I was like, oh God, that means we'd have to go to LA if this would be our fourth day. And so I was like, and that's another thing about life. When you don't want to do something, you got to fight through that. Because I went to LA and there was like 150 dancers there. And then they said, okay, you get called back till tomorrow. So we had to go all the way to San Diego, come all the way back again. Now it's the fifth day. And I'm like, me and my partner were both bitching, honestly, about God, the traffic in LA. We can't stand it up here. And then we got another call that night after we did that one, drove all the way back. And I said, this is probably for some damn B movie. It was going to be for body doubling. It's going to be a B movie. We're doing all this for nothing. And we got called back again. And now they told us who we were body doubling for. It was Julia Roberts and Dennis Quaid. And now all of a sudden it's like, my personality totally changed. I was like, she was the biggest star at that moment. I was like, are you serious? Julie Roberts? Now I'm like really dancing my butt off, They called 2 weeks later. They called back and said that you got the part. And you're going to be teaching Dennis Quaid in LA. And then when you get down to set, she's in every scene of the movie. So you're going to have to teach her in the back of this plantation in a tent at the end of November. I was like, wow. So that's what I did. And so that was like a lot of fun. There were some other things in my life. I got a Coca-Cola commercial before from doing something that I was just so aggravated and so busy that I didn't want to do this. It was about a free contest for the university kids film department. And if their commercial won, then it was on in front of all the theaters. And I was doing it for free. And I was like, I don't want to do this. I'm so busy. You guys are pushing too much on top of me. And so I was in that mode again. And again, that one won. And I was in all the movie theaters. And it was a really cute commercial, I have to say. And so I have to listen to that when I get in that place in my head where, this is too much, or I don't like what I'm going to do, or this or that, and something wonderful always seems to come out of it. So I have to say, stop, just do it. Shut the hell up and just, and usually things work out for the best. You can't listen.
Just do it. Don't care what
we all have this negative chatter. You can't listen to it. You got to just fight through that and open yourself up to a new possibility.
Yeah. You hear what she's saying, Cal?
That's what I started doing a year ago, and I'm here now.
Well, all right.
I was just gonna say, Cal, listen to what she's saying, especially in your end of the business.
Particularly it's super in your hard. End of it. What he's into, if you're going to auditions, and there'll probably be a lot of auditions that it's, sometimes they don't even tell you whether you made it or not. They just don't call.
Yeah. Sometimes you won't know. And it's like my first job in radio. I was just about to turn 18. I had this voice since I was 16, though. I had fairly decent pipes. And I got a call. And I couldn't take the job because I wasn't old enough. I got a call for the #1 station in Philadelphia, the major market station in Philadelphia. Well, and they really wanted me, and I wasn't old enough to actually legally work.
Damn.
But there were people who were really good at documentation. Let's put it that way. I can say that now because this was like 50 years ago.
I know. That's awesome, though.
This was 50 years ago. But yeah, I'm going to tell you what, man, when you get that call, your ass better be ready.
That's right.
Amelia,
yes.
I am going to let you close it out, and then I'll tell everybody what we got going on. We'll send Mary home, and we'll finish up what we got to do here for business.
Besides ballroom dancing, was there any other career that you had wanted to do besides ballroom dancing?
Well, I had my degree in physical education, and it wasn't until college that I started doing modern dance and ballet just because I needed those extra credits in PE, and fell in love with it, and still didn't think, oh God, well, next step would be to go to New York. I didn't have that kind of talent. At least that's what I thought. And I started in Washington, D.C. then, when ballroom dancing in a small studio. And still didn't really like it. It was probably the worst case of what a ballroom dance studio should be about. And that taught me a lot about what I never wanted to be, and never wanted to treat people that way or have a business that way. And so I learned a lot in that 8 months that I was there. And I told my father after seeing the United States Championships in New York at that time, and it was just like the movie, Shall We Dance? The big double doors opened at the Waldorf, the 3-tiered chandeliers, people swooping and swaying. And
I love that movie. I just love that movie. I think Anita Gillette is a gem. And J-Lo was pretty good too.
I told my father I want to be a dancer after that. I looked up at the people that brought me. I said, I'm going to be a professional ballroom dancer. I'm going to be the United States champion. And they just laughed at me. And they said, we just wanted you to stay in our studio for a little while longer.
Who's laughing now, Mayor? Who's laughing now, Mayor? Take a look.
My dad
behind you.
came
Let me
around.
tell you what hard work will do for you, folks. Mary Murphy does not phone it in, and I'm going to tell you, I can prove it visually. Look at the home she lives in. Okay, it's bought and paid for. All right, that place is bought and paid for on her hard work. It don't come to you. You got to go get it.
Yes.
If you want
Still in my studio every day.
You got to go get it. Absolutely. Hey, look, let me tell you something. And the older you get in this business, the harder it gets for you.
You got it right.
I know.
Nothing gets really easier.
Yeah.
I think it, especially with the new generation and the advertising and how that all moves so fast, I'm way behind all that. I never thought it was important to learn and do any social media. The show tried to make me do it. I never wanted to do it. And then I was replaced by people that were influencers. So I guess on that aspect, I'd rather just teach dance than get involved in all of that.
Can I be honest with you, Mayor? What scares me now, and we started this, you and I spoke a little bit about the AI aspect of the entertainment business. They're doing whole movies now.
Yeah.
Where you don't even have to show up. You license out your name and your face, and they're doing whole movies. I watched, and I'm not making a bit of this up, folks. You can go check it out. I watched a musical, an hour and 14 minutes last night. A musical done in the style of the 1940s that was completely phone generated. The guy did it on his phone, on his iPhone. He did the entire movie in AI on his phone.
Wow.
That's going to be a sad day if it all turns to that. That's what I have to say, because you're not going to be able to, and none of us are going to know what's real anymore.
Yeah.
It's just, does that frighten you from a dancer's perspective, from an entertainment perspective?
Well, sure. In AI, I mean, they could make a dancer be able to do anything and things that are not humanly capable of doing. So it's gonna get
and that's
more unrealistic, and to be able to admire that dancer for what they do, and you're like, oh, that was AI.
Yeah.
Oh.
Personally, I find it kind of ironic that I finally break into the entertainment industry as AI is taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for the new generation, it's really I don't know. Everything's changing so fast now. I mean, we don't even know if any of even our political figures, it's really them or not them or whoever it is. I mean,
maybe
we just
I'm
really
an AI.
know.
Maybe I'm not real.
No, you're real. Trust me, Cal.
You keep at it, Colin. You keep at it, because you're going to walk in. There's going to be a role that you're going to fit perfect for, and it can change your life in just that one role. It's happened to so many of the actors that I've talked to over the years.
Yeah, I'd rather not get tight casted as a Ron Jeremy lookalike,
Oh my God. Can you, Amelia, send him back to bed, please? Mary, we have to say good night to you, Mary.
Okay.
I want to tell everybody before we do anything, we got to say Mary Murphy, Champion Ballroom Academy, 4255 Ruffin Road, Suite 200, San Diego, California, 858-737-9088, or just go to championballroom.com. Mary Murphy, you are a pleasure as always. I love seeing you. I love talking to you, and I love to listen to that amazing, beautiful, wonderful laugh. You got a wonderful laugh. Yeah, make me happy. Whenever Mary opens her mouth, they just want to do dirty stuff. Anyway, Mary, thank you for being with us. Amelia, thanks for reaching out to Mary.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to say before I let you go, sweetie?
I do want to say that one of the biggest things that in the dance industry happened this last past year in December, and that was the very first Hall of Fame for dancers.
Oh,
and
wow.
just quickly, I want to tell you who was inducted. I felt very privileged to even be there.
Oh, yes.
Gene Kelly, Misty Copeland, Bob Fosse, Mikhail Baryshnikov, Alvin Ailey, Martha Graham, Twyla Thorpe, Jerome Robbins, Kenny Ortega that did all the dance movies, Stephen Twitch Boss, and that's why I was there. Twitch was inducted into the first Hall of Fame for dancers, which should have been a long time ago, a long time coming. And I was just very grateful that I lived long enough to be able to see and witness. And Shirley MacLaine was there. She got the Lifetime Achievement Award. Everything that she said about what dance did for her life, I was just sitting there sobbing, watching her. It was amazing.
I didn't hear the name. I didn't hear the name Alvin Ailey.
Yes, Alvin Ailey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was inducted. Yeah, yes, he was.
Well, you guys don't know who Alvin Ailey is. He's an African-American dancer. His style of dance is called impressionistic dancing. Now, I don't know what all of that means because I'm not a dancer, but Mary, you might. So,
well, for sure, it's definitely based in ballet and modern contemporary, and then he was able to take it into kind of another level, I feel like, and created kind of a style that became known as just like perfectionism. This most beautiful artistic, the way that he was able to use everybody's body to make just the most unbelievable routines and stuff.
It's just fluid motion. It's just so beautiful to watch. Speaking of beautiful to watch, I have to let you go, sweetie. So let's say good night. Amelia, say good night to
good night.
Cal.
Good night.
Cal, make it short, Cal. Say good night to Mary.
It was nice meeting you, Mary.
Nice to meet you too, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hopefully, I like to hear good things about you in the future.
You absolutely will. I promise you. I'm going to make sure that this kid puts the work into it. He's kind of my project, my pet project. I'm mentoring him.
Well, it's good somebody's looking after you.
Yeah, absolutely, we are. Mary, thank you so much. You are a pleasure to have. I love when you visit with us. Please, let's not make it so long in between visits next time. What are you doing next week? Mary Murphy, everybody, from So You Think You Can Dance and dance studios all across the world. She's everywhere. Mary Murphy is, I want to tell you what, we should call this Murphy's Law. Mary Murphy's Law. Absolutely.
Yes.
Sweetheart, you have a wonderful new year. It's this 26 is your year, kiddo.
It is. Woo woo.
Yes.
Take care, Mary. Thank you.
Thank you,
much.
guys. Take care.
Night. Night. Bye-bye. All right. We are back. Amelia, how do you end up over here all the time?
I don't know. It pushes me
Get
that
back
way.
in your spot. There you go. I love having Mary Murphy here. She is such a charm. She really
is.
Her energy is great.
It is.
Oh my God! Please, you should have seen it the first 3 times she was here.
Yeah.
Oh my God! The first time she was on this show, all we did, Amelia,
just laugh and laugh,
and that's all we did was laugh. And the second show, we just laughed and we laughed. She's got such an infectious laugh. But I wanted her to come, and I'm glad we did. We got her to be a little serious tonight, which was good, because I wanted to talk about, what she's going through in the dance world. A lot of what she's experiencing is being taken over by artificial, intelligence, AI. And it's, or what they call, alternate reality,
She's being pushed out. Yeah.
The AI knows how to dance.
/AR, what's that, Cal?
AI knows how to dance. Like, I've seen some AI dancing videos, and it definitely knows how.
Well, and that's the problem. It doesn't. It knows whatever you tell it to do.
Yes.
And that's the thing. but there are some of these programmers are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this. It was a full movie. I'm telling you, it was an hour and 14 minutes long, and there were no real people in it. There were no real people. There was no real music in it. All the music was AI. The characters were AI. The dancing was everything was the costumes, the scenery, the city was all AI. The entire film was done on a guy's phone. You hear what I'm saying? His phone.
Wow.
This is what we're talking about. You know, and it affects people like Mary because that's her bread and butter. You know, and for you, Cal, you're an actor. It's scary that right now, and this is on the table in Hollywood right now, that Kevin Costner, who I don't like anyway, Kevin Costner is actually thinking about, and I'm making a word of this up, Kevin Costner is actually thinking about letting a film company license his image for AI use. Like he'll be in the movie, but he won't be in the movie.
Yeah.
You understand what we're
Physically, he
saying
won't
here?
be there. Yeah.
But
And
he's still
this
getting
is-
paid for the likeness.
Yes, exactly. Watch the Marvel movies. All of the Marvel movies. The Avengers. Captain America. Captain Marvel. All of that. Watch all of that. It's loaded with AI. Guardians of the Galaxy. AI from start to finish. All throughout. And you can't deny it. And you can't compete with it. That's the thing. It's so good you can't compete with it. You know? It's like I want to show you guys something. I'm going to do this again. I want to do this again. I'm going to show you what I did the other day. And you're going to look at this and go, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's me and Donald Trump. Is it real? No. No, of course not. Because I'm
about
showing
the
you.
picture with you and Geddy Lee.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Here you go. Here's one with me and Elvis.
Oh, that's real.
No, it's not.
No.
No. But I'm going to show you one that does look real. You know why that looks real?
Because that is the real one.
Because it's the real picture. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What I'm telling you is you can literally. Whoop.
Oh,
there you are. You can literally take any of your photos, any photos that you have, and augment them. You can put anybody you want. You know, I took the video. No, I'm sorry. I took photo and made a video out of it. I brought my dogs back to life.
Yeah.
I brought my sister back to life. I brought my mother back and my dad back to life. Okay, and then my mother, my father, my sister, and my dogs are all deceased.
Right.
Okay. I have one sister left, and she don't talk to me. She's okay too.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is, it's that good that you can do it at home. That a guy at home on his phone made an hour and 14-minute movie, a song and dance movie. We had on our show a month ago, Nick Santamaria. Nick showed a film clip. We showed a film clip of Nick, okay? The film was done a couple of years ago, but it looks like it was done in the 40s.
Right. Yeah.
Remember, Amelia?
Yeah, that was pretty cool the way they did that.
The way they did it. But that wasn't AI. What they did was they just made it look like an old movie. You know? The point I'm trying to make is the technology is really, really good. and it's really scary, but it's really fascinating too.
It is.
I love AI, but I also know in the wrong hands, here's the thing though, in the wrong hands, it can be devastating. Okay, like tomorrow night, we're going to do, this is actually going to tie into it, because we're doing a show tomorrow night inspired by William Shakespeare. And I'll tell you what this is about. You're going to love this one. You know, Shakespeare said, all the world's a stage and us merely players. He said that, okay? Shakespeare doesn't know how right he really was, because our government right now, the people running things right now, are all people that have been either actors, spent years on, look at Donald Trump, he spent years on television, The Apprentice. He's president twice now, president, okay? Ronald Reagan was a president, okay? The first, who did I say? The first, Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln not only was an actor, he was also a professional wrestler. I can't make this up. Abraham Lincoln was a wrestler and an actor. And we know that they go hand in hand because wrestlers are great actors.
Right.
We know that. And so understand that tomorrow's show, we're going to get kind of our hands dirty, but we're going to do that with a lot of shows now, folks. We are, kind of think about this. We're going back on YouTube. We have been, we had a 90-day strike. I don't really give a shit anyway. Who gives a shit? And we're going back on YouTube January 13th. It might be very short-lived because I'm not going to give up. I'm not shutting my mouth. I'm not going to get quiet. I'm not going to be a kinder, gentler Mad Dog. They call me Mad Dog for a reason. If you haven't gathered that reason by now, you don't watch the show. But you will. Amelia, would you do me a favor, please, and share that letter that the show received? Tell everybody what the gist of it was.
Okay, let me go back here to get that here.
Yeah.
The one from that gentleman that
we have a feedback form on our hub at wtbrradio.podbean.com. That's all of our radio stuff goes from there. Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, all everywhere. You know, everywhere you can find a podcast, there we are. And we have a feedback form that people can, you know, like put suggestions and tell us how we're doing and all that kind of stuff. And we got a feedback. So go ahead, Mil.
It says, Dear Mr. Mad Dog and Miss Pitbull, Happy New Year, first of all. I listened on Podbean for the first time to your show, and I was both shocked and very surprised to hear the openness with which you spoke. I honestly can't agree with you on views fellow broadcasters on WTBR radio, but I can say in good consciousness that it's refreshing in a day of flagrant vocal suppression and censorship that has all but run rampant. Hearing you guys speak with a breath of fresh air. A new convert WTBR radio listener. And he's from Detroit, Michigan. His name's Jason.
And that's the whole thing. We have people that listen to us. They don't agree with us, but they listen. Because no matter what we're going to do here, we're going to be honest with you. You might not like our honesty. You may, from time to time, be offended. I want to tell you, we were supposed to have Dr. David Goldberg on the show to talk about time travel and space-time continuum.
Right. I even reached out to him, and I could not get a hold of him.
I got a hold of him.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. He got a hold of me. And he was deeply offended on the show that we did with Pastor Steve, the Rowdy Rev. He says, I don't think I'm a good fit for your show because I'm a Jew. Okay, now, during that show, neither Amelia or I, and you can go back and watch it, neither Amelia or I said anything condescending about the Jewish people.
No.
Pastor Steve, on the other hand, went above and beyond the call of ridiculous to the point where I no longer speak, and he's my nephew, by the way, that I no longer speak to him. Okay, and I haven't been to his church since, and I will not go to his church. That's what we're talking about. This is how we can affect people. This is how people can affect us. Okay, and he'll never come back on the show again. I will not invite him, and he will not. In fact, I took the place that was set up here for him. I took it away. So I am in my studio by myself. I will tell you that I'm open to speaking to him if he can keep a civil tone, but I cannot live my life hating people. I'm 66 years old. I'm going to be 67 in just a few short months, okay? And I'm closer to 70 than I want to be, but that's okay because I will be there one day. And I will tell you that I don't want to grow old being unhappy. I don't want to grow old being miserable. I don't want to grow old being hateful. Okay? That's important to me. And it's important for me to say that to you, my audience, and for you, my co-host, and for my segment producer, the Pitbull. You've been with me 4 years this month.
Yeah.
God help me.
And I started off as a guest on the show. Wow.
Cal has been here for about 4 months now, Cal.
4 months, but before that, I was on. I don't know.
Well, that's
maybe...
right. Yeah, you were here before. Yeah, that's true. So I'm going to say 6 months. So I'll say Cal's been here 6 months. We'll give him a little wiggle room.
Where's my T-shirt?
Yeah. And right? So, and there are. By the way, the Cal doesn't know this. Cal's going to find out right now, live on the air. But I have a show that Cal is going to host.
Ooh.
You don't know about it yet, but you're going to find out. You're going to find out shortly. We'll talk about it later. But in the meantime, I want to say thank you to Mary Murphy for being an amazing guest. She's always so good. What an amazing guest she is. And thank you to everybody that joined us in 2025. You've made it a banner year for What's the Buzz and WTBR Radio. That is our singular, our one and only call letter, WTBR Radio. And we are, oh my God, we're everywhere now. And people are listening, and we like it. I like when people listen. I like getting to Sri Lanka. Yes, there's 4 people in Sri Lanka who listen to us.
Hey, that's good enough for us. Hey.
4 people. I'll take them, by God. I'll take them. Anyway, so Amelia, another one in the can, the first show of the year. Tomorrow night, we're going to get back to what we do down and dirty. We're going to go dig a rabbit hole. Cal, you better put your high-waisted boots on, brother, because we're going to step into some shit tomorrow night.
Can't wait.
You might want to wait. For Big Cal Yater. For Amelia, the Pitbull Chapman. I am the Mad Dog, Angelo, the Mad Dog DeCipio. This is WTBR Radio 88.7 on the BRS Worldwide Broadcast Radio System. We are out of here. We will see you again, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. So, folks, be kind to each other, okay? Take care.